Welcome to the Finance by CWT YouTube channel. For today's video, we're going to be talking about Ally Financials Incorporated. So Ally Financials Incorporated is mostly known as a digital bank. They are completely online. They don't have to worry about the cost of brick and mortar, which is a big factor to me for buying the stock, is because they're a lot lower cost to run for a bank. And I believe with that, they have a lot more money to spend on advertising and gaining more users. And also, digital banks are pretty in demand right now. Another company I own, SoFi, is a digital bank, amongst other things, but mostly known as a digital bank. And, because it's low cost to run, they would spend a lot more on users, and they've been growing very quickly. And I see the same thing for Ally. So Ally is that. They also do a lot of other things, like auto loans is how they make a big part of their money. And to me, when looking at the company, I believe that it is insanely cheap. And the reason I say that is because they currently are trading at around an $8 billion valuation, but they have a price to earnings ratio of around 7. And I mean, normally when you see bank stocks, they have a pretty low PE ratio compared to other industries. But I don't believe that Ally should, because, when I look at the stock, I still believe that it has an insane amount of potential for growth. And because I have that much opportunity for growth, and I think they'll capitalize on it, this stock trading at such a low valuation, to me, is an amazing opportunity. But there are reasons that the stock is trading at such a low valuation. One of them is, inflation. Another is less demands for cars, with the higher interest rates, which is another factor. And also, auto loans is how they make majority of their revenue. So with that being kind of at risk right now, it makes sense for the stock to be trading a lot cheaper than it should be. But when I look at these problems, one thing that I notice with them is that, I believe they are all short-term problems. And as someone who wants to buy the stock and own it for a very long time, if the short-term problems can make the stock really cheap for me to buy, and then once those problems are gone, and if I can hold it for a very long time, and I think I do very well, so I'm very kind of thankful for the problems right now, because it's letting me buy the stock pretty cheaply, as far as I'm concerned. But there's that. In my opinion, the one thing that has me a little nervous with this stock is their debt. In the quarter ending, I think it's June 30th of 2023, their total debt went up by $20 billion. So the company does have a lot of debt, and I do view that as concerning. I feel like that's the only real long-term negative that I see with this company. But overall, I think it's a very strong company. I think it will be able to handle a lot of the short-term problems, and I do think they'll be able to pay off their debt over a long time. So I'm not concerned about it enough to not buy the stock, but because of its low valuation, and because I think there's a lot of growth potential with this company, and because I really like the idea of digital banks and owning stocks like that, it's one that I personally decided to invest in. It's also a good dividend play. I'm not really that concerned with dividends. A lot of times when a company pays a dividend, I'd almost rather them invest that money back into the business than to give it to me. Because, they put it back into the business grows more, and then my stock becomes worth more money. But, for people that are interested in dividends, Ally does offer a pretty strong one of around 4%, which is, insanely high. Now, normally when you see a really high dividend, there's obviously reasons for it. They want to keep the shareholders happy. If the company's not growing, then it's good to offer a strong dividend, so that way investors don't sell their shares. But with Ally, I do see a lot of strong growth, and because I see a lot of strong growth, and they're offering, pretty good dividend, that makes me pretty happy as a shareholder to receive. So yeah, I think Ally overall is undervalued and a really good play to make. It's one that I have already made and plan to keep buying shares of, but there's also problems too that people need to take into consideration. But anyway, that's the video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, click the link in my bio. I made a list of all the finance tools that I personally use. So if you're interested, click the link in the bio and see if one will help you. Thank you for watching, and That's it.